Hello everybody and welcome back to Ethlor Plays Go. So, where have I been for the past two and a half years or something? A lot of things have happened. So, I started shooting these videos while I was going to this Go club that's near where I live. And after a while, I decided, okay, well, start start taking lessons again. And so I rejoined Yongseng Dojang with Inseong and all that. I really enjoy those classes, and yeah, so I started studying that way, and it ended up taking up a lot of the time that I would use to shoot these videos. So I think it wasn't a deliberate decision to stop. I just kind of like stopped because it was difficult to record it between games. I think a little around May last year, I remember I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I can pick up these videos again, and then I decided not to because I was thinking, okay, well, I don't know, not much. I was thinking that building this channel wouldn't bring much back because in terms of like would it be worth building? And I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe the Go community is too small for it to really be something that you can build into something serious. I've changed my opinion on that now. I think that's you kind of don't know where things will go until you go through them. It's difficult to forecast these things. So yeah, so I've decided to enough of that. I think once again going off on a tangent a little bit. I think I've also realized that I'll keep going. So the reason why in May I was on my stag do, and I went, as you can see by this ring, I got married as well. So okay, no big deal. You just get married. So that I think like that was an intense time, so then I stopped playing Go seriously then I just didn't pick it back up again. I think I just wanted a break, wanted to do something else. I think I was around, I was still I think like around when I got married, which was last September. Somebody reached out to me from the Go club that I used to go to and say that that they'd be happy to have me back. Yeah, I can talk about that another time perhaps, but that's so I decided to go back to the Go club, and I was playing more seriously, and I think I got to about 1 dan on Go Panda. And I think like every time you rank up, you get too nervous to keep playing because you get kind of perfectionistic, and so I just kind of stopped. And I think I went off and played some Magic the Gathering for a little while, and I think like at the start of the year as well, I started playing chess. I think it was around April, where I saw some people playing chess at work, and I said, hey, well, I'm a Go player, you're chess players, we love strategy games, so let's join forces and make a club. And so I've been learning chess over the past 6 months maybe. I mean, it's the 9th now, so that's like 5 months, so not quite half a year. But yeah, so I've been playing chess a lot, and I've learned a lot from playing chess, and I'll definitely talk about that in another video. It's like going to another country as a strategy player. It's really quite cool. So I learned a lot. Vibrant, like really developed community, really vibrant. Lots of different opinions, lots of people to listen to, and that's really refreshing coming from Go, because you realize what a small pond Go is. And yeah, but then while I was playing chess, I was like, okay, well, chess is not Go. And apparently, I love Go so much that I will never stop playing this game, and I just have to admit it. And if I'm never going to stop, then I should continue building this, because I'm going to be here forever. So yeah, that's just how it is. So yeah, that's basically where I've been. That's the journey that I've been on. Maybe you're just here to see me play Go and not listen to my life's adventures. That's that, I guess. I'm gonna load up a game, nice slow game, because I don't know. I've been playing some fast games to try and like sharpen my fighting intuition, that kind of thing. But I'm just in the mode for something a bit slower right now. So I'll go load that up, and I'll see you all in a second. All right, so we've loaded up a game, and we will be off. I'll make sure to not have the sound be too loud, so that I'm not using headphones, so that it doesn't mess my hair up. And yeah, I'm a bit rusty with my presenting skills, I suppose. We have a handicap game. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So let's see. So I guess one thing that's changed is that I've learned a lot about going to a Go club means that you will, as a 1Q-ish player, you will end up playing a lot of handicap games against others because most people are maybe at a club might be about 10Q perhaps around that level. Like sometimes we'll get stronger players. Sometimes we'll get like 5Qs or up to 2Q. I think like past there, you may, if you're lucky at your club, you may have a Don player, but that's that's not something you'll find everywhere. I think. Yeah. So I've played a lot of Handicap Go as a result, and so now I guess you'll get to see the way how I approach handicap games. I don't know if I spoke a lot about it on this channel. Probably not. Definitely something that I'm more passionate about now than I was. I think like when I was a weaker player, I remember that I played Handicap Go as well, just because it was the thing you could do. And then eventually I said, "Oh no, I just want to play even games because I want to get better at the opening." And then I never played handicap games again. And I think now that's a mistake because when you play handicap games, that gives you the opportunity to play against stronger opponents, and that means you can play against them for longer without losing because the handicap stones are there to help you fight against them. So you get that benefit. But I think the other benefit that you get as well is that you get to play as white. When you play against black, you really, in the same way how when you're playing black you have to focus on white's weaknesses, you also, when you're playing white, have to take really good care not to make black solid, not to help them make shape, and to not help them make shape, and to, oh man, it's getting difficult to present. Yeah, basically just not make them solid and not die, not play stupid moves. Black is not a beginner necessarily. Like I think most people when they play handicap games, they play like 9 stone handicaps and they get the wrong idea of what handicap is. And so they think like, oh yeah, you just play stupid moves, and black thinks that it's all hopeless. And yeah, there's some real misconceptions that people have about handicap. The main thing at the beginning here that I really want to focus on is not taking the corner. I find that I've seen some Don players play this against me where they take the corner, but I find that when I play, I'm going to just play over here first. I find that when I play handicap, if I give black too much power too fast, then I really struggle to play against them. You were literally, when you're taking the corner, you were literally making your opponent solid. So, and I just said that's not something you should really be doing in a handicap game. As much as you can, it can be tough at the beginning, but yeah, it's that's kind of my approach. So that's the first thing that you learn, I guess, from watching. They're taking a little bit of time to move. I have to remember that I clip the videos for silence, so if I don't have anything to say, that's fine. So, yeah. There we go. I'm not sure why it takes them so long to move. Like, it's only the beginning of the game. They can just slap some stones down and it'll all be good. So here they've kind of played pincers twice here, which I wouldn't do as black. As black, I really emphasize forming a fist first. So I would recommend these kinds of moves here. These like C14, F4. These moves make a bit of a little bit of a area of strength for me to work from. I going straight for the handicap isn't wrong or bad. It's possible. It's definitely a thing you can do. But what I just prefer making a strong position first. I think like when you're playing as black, you're told, okay, you should put pressure on white, and so you think, oh, I should put pressure right away. But the proverb is to form a fist first before striking. So that's why it's good to just take some positions, and you're not going to lose the game right away as black. It's over the course of many moves. So just staying calm and taking your time, and then when you see that white is weak on the board, because white will be weak because they're 4 stones behind or whatever, then that's your opportunity to lunge at them. So here, black really wants to capture this stone, and I can try and push up and then cut, but I'm not sure exactly where that's going to go. I can also take the corner here, and this is a bit different now, because if I take the corner, then the outside position here looks okay for white, where I can play a move like K16 or play a move like M16, these moves that help me disrupt black's influence, and then if they go the other way, then it's kind of a small area. But at the same time, I wouldn't say Q13 is a mistake. It's a move you can play. So, yeah, shouldn't overreact, I suppose. I'll go for the corner here using the logic that I just mentioned. Okay, that is not good, I think. I don't think that's good. Because I can make shape here, and then I connect to this stone, and then my corner is pretty big. So, like, push, cut, here. Okay, that'll be okay. But still, if I walk out this way, and then they still need one move to kill the stone. So that's definitely the issue, I think. So here, I think white gains a little bit. And this is the kind of thing that white is looking for in the handicap game. You don't want to try and overwhelm black right away. So I'll take this shape point here, and this gives me S16 in a second. So I can play it down here now. And yeah, this feels incredibly bad. Like, white is out, white has P16, and black may just Tanuki because connecting feels so bad. Or playing S16, but then white has that for later. Yeah, yeah. You have to not respond to that. So now there's this floating stone, and I want to try and attack it. So I can try and cut it off, but I don't think that black will be able to connect because I can just push right through anyway. So white is strong here, and this is the problem in handicap games. You do not want white to live, connect. Like, these things are exponentially bad for black because it gives white something to work with. So I'm going to just pincer this stone, and we're going to go from there. So the idea here is just to keep black unsettled. It's fine. If they try and connect, I'll cut him off, and then the game will continue. So once again, we're not looking for the kill right away. We're just trying, like, what I've learned from... Oh man, that's so aggressive. What I've learned from teaching beginners is that the most fundamental thing of Go is connection. Connection and disconnection. This is the most fundamental thing. So when you're playing handicap games, look to disconnect white, look to disconnect black. This is your job. This is what you're looking to do. So this sweeping move here is trying to like undermine my position. Like, black might get this peep, you imagine a connection, and maybe they try and push in. And, you can imagine pushing here, this way. Maybe this Atari connect, but they won't, well, they'll connect first. So I'll have here, and then I won't have two eyes in the corner. So that's what this move is looking for. It's kind of, the bad thing is that it's kind of diving in, but black is out, so black can dive in. So what I'm thinking is I should keep myself strong here because they still can't connect in an effective way. And this is just a good exchange for me, I think. And as you saw for 2 seconds, I was wondering about these cuts, but that doesn't look quite good. So I'll just keep my group strong because that's money for white. Having strong groups is great. And here, I don't think I really need to respond to this. I can just keep this group strong as well. Like, maybe I can try and go for the disconnect here, but it's already disconnected. There's no need. And maybe I can play this instead, but it'll make black play this move, which I don't really want. So I can leave this and let black try and invade this or do something. And I think that's a better idea because that's more likely to get to weird complications and weird continuations. So I'm going to look over here. What are some things I can do? Yeah, this is good because it's difficult to know as white what to do with this because I don't want to go into the corner and then playing these peeps. I guess it invites complications, but it also makes black stronger, which I don't like. So I think the key thing is, if you're in doubt, just don't necessarily want to make a base. Can I play over here? I don't want to do the same thing over again. So I'm just going to play... I can just jump up here. I think this is probably a good idea. And then maybe look to come in there and see what happens. Okay, so they jump, and now I'm going to come on this side as well. Oh, can I play over here? If he plays this touching move, then I can Hane, but they'll come over, so I think I want to make sure this stays disconnected. So you see here, like in the beginning, like the hardest part for handicap games as white is creating a game that's awkward enough that the game can really start, because I think what most people do is they look at this game with traditional opening theory, or look at handicap games with traditional opening theory, and then they go like, oh, I'm really far behind. And that's true, but the reason why you're far behind is because you're the stronger player, and it would not be a fair game if you weren't behind. Like this is so here this kick. So here, for instance, if I come down, it's as if they kicked me instead of coming on top, which is the more natural move, I think, and it leaves this weakness behind here. So I'm happy to be kicked. But this is the point. So you want to create enough weirdness in the position that it can start, that as the game progresses, black starts to need to answer questions. If you just play things like I don't go into the corner and I don't play Joseki either. So the issue with Joseki is that it's an even result, which makes it good for black. And it's because the reason why it's good for black is because it's even. So that means that you've just made them more solid, and that's not what you want to do. So I can't look to connect under here. This is good that it's coming out. It kind of disconnects the two of them. I think it'll come out with this group as well, but I don't think there's a threat that black can do. So I think I might play a move over here and like let black handle this. But I think the other thing is that when you're playing handicap, you also have to make sure not to get too weak. Like, I'm thinking about connect underneath here. That's a bad move. So I'm thinking just jumping with either of these two or like making a base over here or something like that. And saying to black, okay, well, you want to attack this. How are you going to do that? I think that because there's more space over here, I'm not as threatened. Whereas here, like a capping move could be quite annoying. So I think I'll just invest a move over here. The 3-3 corner is open, so we can go and grab that later. I think like the rule is once you're strong outside, you can think about the corners. So, okay, so this kind of move. Now, here's the thing, as black, you do not want to play territorial moves. It's okay, you can do it, but it's risky. And the reason why it's risky is because these moves they're inefficient. Like the point of giving you these star points is to help you attack white. And so if you're playing territorial moves, you're giving white the tempo a little bit. So here, for instance, I can think about coming out, but once again, I don't see the threat, so I'm just going to play, let's just play over here. Let's just play something like, and in order to create unorthodox positions, what you need to do is you need to play moves that are unusual. So if normally you would extend, and that's not the best thing because you're probably too solid, you want to make it so that you ask for a little bit more, and then black is intimidated by you because you're white. And so they're gonna leave you alone a little bit, and then that's how you progress. So it's not a wild overplay, it's a light position. Playing light as white in a handicap is definitely what you want to do. So that's why I choose this one. We'll see how this goes. But the point is that I'm choosing moves that are a little bit different, and Go is a chaotic game. It's very complicated. Small differences can lead to wild differences in evaluation and position. The details really matter. So here, once again, black playing the territorial move, and once again, the issue here being that I get a little bit more here as white. And if you do this over the course of an entire game, you can lose a lot of ground. So you really do need to beware about that. So for instance, this is strong, and let's say I'll play this one. Now I have some strong groups out here, or at least this one looks like it's not going to be surrounded as quickly. Now I can think about the corner. So here, okay, he's trying to keep it surrounded, kind of, or at least not letting me connect, which is good, so I jump out. And now this is weaker, so this has to jump out. This is something that I've had trouble figuring out how to avoid, is all of this jumping out, which I really don't like. I wish I had a way to avoid that. But it's obviously a way of, it comes from how I'm playing at the moment, which is having all of these separate groups and letting black come between, and yeah. So of course black jumps out, and then we're going to have to jump out again as well. Maybe, can we try playing like this? So Hane, cut, Atari, extend. I don't think it really, like, I think what this move is saying is like, oh, I can surround you, but I don't think I can really do that. So as much as I hate all of this jumping, I guess I jump out as well. Well, that's another important thing about the handicap game, is that you need to be patient, because the part of the trouble is that black, to black's credit, if it can be that if you're good enough at the game, then you can just convert the position. You can just take all the territorial moves and then win. But that's technically not the best strategy, because if you can do that, that means that the handicap isn't strong enough. If you can just convert all of your territory, and if you can just win like that, then the handicap's not strong enough. It needs to be, or the handicap is too strong and needs to be reduced. So, okay, I take the corner now. So you can see, like, the point is that if black does this many times over a game, then they're not going to have enough to be able to play it. So here I'm wondering about this peep, because then I can play this Hane and connect it, or I can just play this way. But I think like at least he'd want to come this way first, and that's why I wanted to make sure there was at least some position here before invading. Because if I would have invaded before making a stronger position, and this might not even be strong enough, maybe I invaded too early. But the point is that you need to have some stones on the outside so that if you invade the corner, then you take the territory. And this is the thing as well, is that as black, if you're territorially minded, then these things happen, and you fall behind slowly. So of course I'll connect, and then I'll descend, and then I'll play this knight's move to try and live. Yep. Come down. And what this means is that now this group is actually floating. So this is the problem, basically. But of course what happens then is that black in these games tends to be like, oh yes, I want the corner, but that's also not the problem. The thing is, you have your stones on the fourth line, which means that you need to be attacking white. So here they're not really trying to attack, they're just like, oh, I'm going to keep everything. Yeah, and it's not the winning strategy. So let me see. I thought about descending. Is that a good idea? Maybe, because I want to keep these groups disconnected. And if I'm descended this way, then maybe I can play a move like L2 or something like to connect later. So yeah, I think that makes sense. That slowly they might think about looking at the cut here to try and disconnect white. So yeah, I should be a little bit careful, I think. And this is the thing, is that as the game progresses, the weaknesses from white start to show up. And then the question is, can black do something about it? And if black doesn't, then white gets out ahead. It's all of these small advantages that you're looking for. So here, this exchange is good for me, I think, because it means that I'm just living. And if I'm just living, then I don't have to worry about the group. I think, like, if they played a different move, then that wouldn't have been as easy for me to deal with. And of course they're leaning on me here, but if you lean on me, then I'm going to live as well, which is also not good. I'm obviously just not happy with black's play here, but the reason why I'm not happy is because they're solidifying me, and also I can cap them over here. So I do need to respond to this. So I'm just thinking, do I come this way or this way or this way? I don't like this because of the cuts. I don't like this because I push black's back. I like this because I just make a strong group, which might be too slow, but we'll see. I mean, like, at the end of the day, the other thing that people miss is that black should win some of these games. Like, the handicap needs to be just... Okay, then will I come out this way then? The handicap needs to be just strong enough. That's the whole point. So that, like, I think the other thing that really blows people's, or like messes people up, is that they play these 9-stone handicap games and they think, oh, as white, I should always be winning them somehow, and that's just not the way how it goes. So I'm going to disconnect black here. But I don't understand this capping move here, because this is trying to attack white, and white is not weak. So yeah, okay, this is good. I think I don't know what's happening. So if I push through this way, they'll push me this way, I'll come this way, and then they'll... so here, this way, that way, I cut, and like, fair enough. I don't... If I play this way, just simply, but then this move... So here's what I'm thinking, is if I just have to be very careful about this connection, but if I have this move to stay connected. So because I'm alive on the inside, what I'm going to do, see, I can play it this way, push, but this will, I'm going to be sneaky. I'm going to play this way. Because what I'm doing here is I'm looking for L8. Yeah, give me L8. So now I've surrounded him. And this game is about a connection, disconnection, surrounding. So now black is surrounded. This is We'll see what happens. Like, it's all like, what can black do? If white is too strong on the outside, if this is a good surrounding move, then this is really bad for black. White just gains all these points. So obviously I can't let black out. I need to defend. We'll see what black comes up with. The other thing as well is I can still go for this connect over here, but I don't have the best shape for it. They can try and play this like inside the tiger's mouth with f11, and then they'll disconnect me. Like if I connect, then they'll disconnect, and then maybe I can come out. And this group is getting weaker over here. So once again, you can see that as the game progresses, you're under attack as white, but there's a reason for it. So and the only way you can find out if you're going to win the game is to play it out. It's a game. This is what it's meant to be. So yeah, I hope that I can give a good enough demonstration so that those of you watching can really understand, because you can see here how I think like people really miss the benefit because they're like, yes, I want to learn the opening theory, but I think we get too hung up about opening theory. I unfortunately, as a player who has been good at the opening, it's so overrated, because what's really important about the game is being able to read and being able to judge a position and being able to come up with moves, and all that opening theory, that's all like canned stuff. Like, it's useful to be able to study the game. You get it through reviewing, through playing a slow game, but this. What I mean to say is that the handicap forces you to focus on what's important, and that's fighting. Nothing like this is what the game is about. This is about fighting. It's about, yes, taking territory, but taking territory while not dying. And that not dying part is important, because if you die, then you don't get territory. Like, this is why when I play with beginners, I play Capture Go with them. I don't teach them the whole game now. I teach them Capture Go because that's what gets their brains in the right mindset. Their brains, like, to look at territory, you need to be able to judge if something's alive or not. And in order to judge if something's alive, you need life and death skills. So teach them how to capture first, and then all the rest of it comes second. So okay, now we find the issue, which is that I'm probably about to get surrounded as white. Maybe this was an overplay. And if it's an overplay, then it's good that black is trying to do something about it. So I'm going to disconnect this way. This makes me a bit stronger and loses them liberties. So they need to be clear about why they're playing a move like that. Okay, and is this looking at the ladder? Let's look quickly. Yes, the ladder works. So we're going to have to come this way to try and do something else. And here, can I play this way? I really want to, but then they'll come in, and so I have to play here. If I just die, then the game is over. And yeah, my L8 move wasn't good. So all my lecturing here for nothing. What I'm wondering is, can I like get a Hane in here and like try and connect underneath? That would be very cheeky. Can I do that? Or like, I'm also thinking about like wedging over here, because that would disconnect black. But then I would need to, I would need black to die inside here first before I do. And I'm not as confident about that. So if I Atari from this side, like, they might connect over here. I can cut in here. Okay, I'm gonna try. I haven't read it out, so it's immediately bad. This is bad. I need to read it out. I have so much time on the clock. In fact, before I play another move, I should definitely read it. So if I connect, they connect, and what I'm thinking is a move like L2, because how do they disconnect me? If they try and connect, yeah, they can't, and not this way as well. Okay, I might die in the corner here, because these moves help black to kill, so I probably won't live in the corner. What is this move? What is this? This is a bit of a panic move. Is that a misclick? Like, Because this just makes me more solid. Like, if you wanted to make sure that everything inside dies, this is the move you play. So I don't understand what I have absolutely no idea what they were thinking with this move. I was looking at another game just now, with another handicap game. I think somebody played this. It's a common trick move, but if this is the position, it's not a trick move. You just hane and just say, okay, fine. You want the corner, and you take it. I'll take everything else. Okay, so here, I think everything's going to die too quickly. So I'm going to play this one. And then if I connect here, then either of these stones are dead and then I'm connected. Like, I have absolutely no idea what they're trying to do here. But, and then if I'm lucky, they don't realize I'm probably in trouble in the corner. And then if I can take the corner as well, then it's all good. Then I can look at this cut, and this cut could be annoying. So I'm going to do this. And you see so like in Go as well, like one thing that I noted, so if I play over here, no, it's all okay. It's all okay. And now I can look to come to the corner here. So you look like this one move really saves my hide. But, well, what was I saying? It's so difficult to talk while playing. And once, like, okay, they're going to try and live, but they're not going to make two eyes, I think. This just makes me stronger. Yeah, okay, they'll try and... But it's not going to work, because I'm connected. Can they live if they play J5 and they make an eye? But the issue, I think, is that it's not enough. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this, and then just steal one of the eyes, and it'll all be maybe okay? Yeah, I think so. So here. And then if I play this one, then this makes two eyes, so I need to play here, and then they need to play here, and then I capture. So they need to live now. But capturing these three stones is really great for me because now everything is connected. Yep. And I capture. The problem is thinking about the captures in terms of territory. Did they need that? I don't think they needed that. Okay. I'm just going to live in the corner. I'm once again looking at the cut here. Very seriously now. Like, taking a move here like this is once again the kind of move that, oh yeah, I'm safe, but you have to like really read this out, because in a handicap game, you don't have time to give white multiple moves like this. You just don't. They're a way more efficient player than you, especially the larger the handicap. I mean, I do, like, one of the, at the Go club that I'm at, the struggle that I have is I have one player who constantly just plays defensive moves, and he constantly lets me connect. And he was playing it with me at 6 stones, and then we ended up going up to 7 stones, and he just kept playing in this style. And I said, if your strategy works, why are you taking 7 stones from me? Like, and then I think at that point they started to really understand that it's not working. So I'm going to go for this disconnect here. But I should read it out and take my own advice. So what's going to happen is they'll connect this way, I cut this way, and the Atari, they might give up that 1 stone. But that won't be enough. So if I play this move, this one, connect here, that's the issue. So can I play this one? Is there another way I can come through? I don't think so, unfortunately. But what I do want is to be able to disconnect. And here, of course, I need to be careful that this group is not going to live. So I really need to play another move here, and I'll go ahead. Even if I play another move here, because they're underneath, I actually might still be in a little bit of trouble. But I should remember to take R3 in a second. Let's just make sure to live. Like, it's all a matter of extent. If you're black, and if you're able to do the fighting well enough, then you can just take the territory. But that also means if you can do that all the time, if you can do that consistently, then you need to go up in handicap. So this cap here, so I can play this one. I don't think there's a lot of invasion potential anyway, So I can just play here. And then I guess like if they get this monkey jump, what does my shape look like? I play this way, here. Then I might have an eye over here, and then it's not clear where my second eye is, so I might have to play again. But I don't want to play like a really meek move. See, like if black can stay connected, and if they can keep me disconnected, then they'll play well and they'll win. So let's see. Since I don't know if can I play this way? Here? But of course they'll just play this way and let me take it, but then I'm stronger and I can come through over here. But no, I don't think so, because if black plays this way, then they can disconnect and then I'm not great. So, I mean, and then the other thing about playing territorially is I get all that white also generally tends to have stronger endgame. I'm going to play... this is... not sure if the contact move will work, but we'll see. Like, am I solidifying myself, or am I helping black? It's not clear. So I'll come through over here. And then I think I'll have two eyes, and then... but now I'm looking at this even more intensely. What I really want is to be able to fix my shape a little bit. But I don't think I can. Maybe I play from this direction? But there's no reason to disconnect, because black can just take this stone, and these stones are connected, so that's good. But as you can see as well, throughout this whole game, black's points are dwindling. Like, there's this corner, there is no corner here, there is no corner here, there's nothing in the center, this is barely alive, and then here, if I get S14, then I can connect. This is not as many points as it looks like, and then maybe if I get R3, then I get the corner. So, like... where is black's strategy really working for them? I'm not really sure. So I'll play this way. So I think that and once again, defense is the best attack. So you can see here that by pressuring black, instead of just meekly trying to make a second eye, I kind of have that a little bit. So I'll disconnect them over here. And unfortunately, I can't save that stone. It's too far. It's too close to black, too many black stones. Which is unfortunate, but oh well. Of course, like, using all these strategies doesn't guarantee you a win, but anything that guarantees... like, if I could guarantee myself a win, then once again, the handicap's not set right. I think that's the thing that really, like, that people... I guess, like, that's the thing that makes handicap games work, is that through the ranking system, they should be appropriate by definition. So what I'm worried about is that black plays over here and then removes my eye, which would be really annoying. I kind of need it because otherwise I'm going to die. So I don't want to play this move, but I think I have to. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if that's any good, but I'll play it. Oh, I would have had two eyes all along, so maybe... but I don't think this is so bad, because what harm really came to pass? Other than maybe letting these groups connect a bit? I wonder, is there shenanigans here? Clamp? Oh, there could be shenanigans. What if I play here now? Is this part of the thing as well, that you just play You just play weird moves and see what happens. So this way, Atari, and then they might like capture or something. So I don't think, unfortunately, that this group... Wait, let's say I play here, this way. They try and capture, and then maybe I like turn. I think the main thing is that I want to see, like, can I just get the disconnect over here? And if I play here, maybe this gives me more of a chance. Because if I play over here, then they'll play this way, Atari, and come down. And then I don't have enough to live. So, okay, let's... I think this was the wrong thing. I should have played R1 instead and played the end game. But, okay. Let's see what else I can do. I can play this one. And maybe I can play contact play in here to try and disconnect, but maybe that's too desperate. Like, if white plays desperate moves, like, no, it might not work. Okay, I imagine now that they're too thick for me to come in here now. I guess the other thing is that I should count. So what do we have here? We have 10, 13, 17, 20... Say that's like 22 points. Play again there. How many, we still have 4 minutes. So that was, oh fuck, that was 27? No. Okay, we do it again. 10, 13, 17, 20, 22. And then let's say it's another 10 points here. Say it's more like 12. So what is it? It was like 22 plus 12 is 44. And I have some captures here. It was like 47, 50, 55. Okay, so I have 55 points. Black has probably something comparable. Can I cut through here? But this is more like 15, I think. Yeah, 15. We can play this endgame here now. So we'll just do that quickly. That means I have more points here than I expected. And they have fewer. And there's another endgame here. What else can be done? Stuff through here, I suppose. So let me see, how do you respond? Because actually I might play the Ko. I might do it, because it might be worth it. So black actually has 6, 8, 10, 11, 14. Oh, they actually play that way, okay. So that's 14. I'm so bad at this. 7, 17, 19, 20, 24, 29, 30, 31, 36, 42. So it's like 42 points here. Oh no, 42 points in total. So I actually might be ahead. But let me see here. So if I play this one, what I'm aiming for is this, and they'll connect. So what I'd really want is to be able to create some noise so I can get out this way. But I don't think I can. Can I make some points, like play this or over here? Threaten to take it. Why can't I cut here? I might be able to cut now. No. So here, this one, that's the issue. If I play this one, I really want to do something. Can I play here and then connect this way? And if they play this way, that way. But then Atari, and it's the same thing all over again. So annoying. So the point now is to try and like reduce them, I suppose. So if I play here, one thing that I really enjoyed, like I got really strong the last time I made videos online because I was doing all this commentary. It meant that the games I played were really well thought through, and I did reviews, and I really learned a lot from that. So let's hope that I can continue to do something like that now. This move is usually not that big, but I don't see a bigger endgame on the edges of the board. They played here as well, actually. I can't believe they thought there was Aji there, but okay. So yeah, if I play this way, then there's less to worry about. But there's no reason to respond to it. So I'm going to play over here or something. Or here, because it threatens. Threatens to bring white out. That's the thing, is that the AI showed this as well. Wait, why would you play that? I can just play this way now. Okay, is it because of the territory? They're not worried that I pull a stone out. But my man, where is your second eye? I don't see it. Oh, maybe if they play... I should have played the Atari first, perhaps. Because their second eye will be... No, that's their one eye. But then over here, this way... Maybe playing this way? No, they need to play here first. Okay, here, this is where their second eye is. And there'll be some shortage of liberties in there that I should be careful about. Okay. So let's say I play... I mean, I don't think at this point I can prevent two eyes, but I don't think... Because here they'll connect this way. And then I can try and play whatever, but it's no big deal. They have an eye here. So then... The issue... Oh, wait. What? But then... Then I play this way. I don't think this works, my man. Because this is not an eye anymore, and then you'll die. Unless you can kill me over here. So there's this move, I connect, they'll connect underneath. Then I might not have enough. So... This one, down, here, connect this way. I don't think so. So I play this way, Atari connect, and yeah, it's okay. So this is the way to go. They might have another eye, but just capturing this is already a really great result. Because once again, like, this puts me a little bit further ahead. Okay, and it's Ko. Okay, so I can't play this Atari because then he'll capture, and even if I capture, well, he'll connect even, so I have to play the Ko. And the Ko in handicap is always good for white because white has the better judgment. So here, okay. What I'm thinking is, see, if I connect, then, okay, so I think I'll need to respond, but before I respond, I'm going to run out of time soon. Before I respond, I should think about my co-threats. So there's some things that I can do, I think. So this way. This is a co-threat. Of course I respond, so the code continues. because if they play here, then, I mean, I can play here, they connect, and I can capture this stone, but they get their second eye. Because the issue is that I Atari here, and I need to play like this close to me here, but then they can play over here, and I connect. Wait, what? Why would you do that? I'm just gonna capture. If I just capture, then like I can play here. Oh, but do I have enough co-threats to continue the co? Because now if they get a single eye, then okay. This is not an eye ever. This is just one eye. So if I play here, they capture, I throw in, they connect, and then I have two eyes over here. So I think now it's dead. This is one of those moments where we find out if I'm right. No, because he can make a second eye this way. My bad. But I get these 3 stones at least. Not the best prize, but that was cool. That was interesting though. That's the kind of thing that I normally only find when I'm reviewing with the AI. Like I normally don't find moves like don't think along those lines. So that's pretty cool. I've been in therapy because sometimes my Go playing upsets me, and I think like one thing that I've been learning to do after every game, I don't just review my mistakes or review what went well. And you might think, oh, why do you need to review what went well? Like why would you need to do that? And the reason why you need to do that is because if you always look at your mistakes, then you'll have like a very pessimistic outlook at your play. So it's for your mental health. You need to look at what you're doing well. The other thing as well is like humans generally respond more positively to positive reinforcement than negative reinforcement. So yeah, okay, it's important to look at your mistakes, but it's also good to look at what you've done well, because then you have positive examples of things where they went well. And if you reinforce that and say, yeah, I did, then that's generally a good thing to do. So I have to respond here, because if I take the eye here, then they'll cut me off. And they need to be a little bit careful, because they need to make their second eye. I don't know if they realize that they can. Like, once again, like the fighting is good for white because black is under pressure. Yeah, I had to connect there. And now they have to connect. And the question is, who can now make that second eye? And what I'm thinking is, if I come through this way, or can I play this way, like, or here? Yeah, this way, because then I have an eye over here, and then I have an eye here. They come this way. I block. They come this way. I'll play here, but they probably play a move like this, just to maximize my eye space. It all depends a little bit. But this is the thing, is that in the handicap games, the fighting, like, black won't always play the best moves. And that's something that you really need to, like, that's something you really have to remember. So if I play this way, they'll connect over here, and I don't get anything from playing in this direction, so I'll play over here. But if I one thing I have to remember is that this capture is Sente, because then otherwise I capture the stone. Here they connect. But I can live over here and they can live. So the issue is if I play here, then if they don't connect, if they do anything else, then I'll disconnect them and they'll probably run out of liberties first. Meanwhile, if they try and make their eye here, I can now falsify it. I hope I'm right, because as you can see, like, but once again, we have an interesting position here, and that's what we're looking for. And we're looking for this not just in the sense of, okay, now I can just live here, I think. We're looking for this more interesting position, not just not just because we're trying to win, but because in order for handicap games to work, this is the kind of thing that needs to happen. So that means that we're handicapping over here. We're doing a real good handicap. And I hope I do win, because then that shows you that these principles can go somewhere. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, if they didn't, then I would be worse at handicap, and then my rank would go down. And I think that happens to a lot of players, where they haven't played handicap before, and then they play it, and then they realize, oh, I'm not as good at this. And yeah, and that's a problem. Like, I think in my Go playing career, I've also not played as much Blitz, and because you think like, oh, okay, Blitz, what's the big deal? And I'll probably make a video about this, but I wasn't that good at it, and I think it's important to be good at Blitz, to be a little bit like, it doesn't have to be your strongest thing, but so if I play here, then they can throw in. If I play here, they can still throw in, but I have two eyes. So they can throw in here, but I have my second eye over here. I can even play this one. But, yeah. So they realize that they're all dead. But that's why it's important to be good at it. Like, so I'm going to be playing more Blitz and more handicap on this channel, because that's what I need to get better at. Like, yeah, okay. This is just how Go works. You play until you get better. But the thing is that I was playing slow games, and only slow games, and that only improves your calm style technique. So your Joseki, your even your long reading. I thought that my reading was bad, but I actually don't think it is that bad. I think the problem is my intuition, and that's not the same. It's not the same thing as reading. So intuition is more about what moves come to mind, and what paths do you go down. And that if you play a lot of Blitz games, then you have these players. Yeah, they resigned. Thank them for the game. Yeah, they kind of threw my thinking off, but yeah, this is the issue basically, where you get better at a certain part of the game, and if you neglect the Blitz, if you neglect the handicap, this is why your style of play gets lopsided, and then you stop improving, because you need to be good at everything in order to be better at the game. So this was a huge crash course, not only on handicap, but why and how and all of this. So like, these are things that I have learned while playing chess. I'm going to make a video. There's going to be more, guys. I'll be back in a second after I reviewed the game. We're going to continue enjoying this game together, never stopping, because this game is the best, and there's no other game that's better, and I believe that with all of my heart, and I will see you all in a second. Alright, so I took a quick look at the game, and we can take a look at it now. I'll try and go a little bit slower than I did in the past, because I think I went quite quickly. Yeah, so this S17 is, like, if you're a Don level player, that's a mistake, but for me right now, playing at 2Q, because I'm a bit rusty, that's okay. So the AI wasn't so happy that I responded here, but it's not the biggest mistake of the game. I think, where do things start going a bit? So here, black's starting to lose ground here, because this exchange is good for white. It helps me to live in the corner. And then, let's see here. The main thing that the AI really doesn't like is this move. And the reason why is pretty easy to see. It helps black to connect. What I didn't realize is that apparently you can try and connect down here. And, okay, so black can try and prevent that. I mean, there's... Let me see. There's this ko. Yeah. And here. So white, it's not so easy for white to connect this way. But this is okay, because this group here is now fine, and white can come out this way and try and aim for this issue or to surround. And then black is having a little bit of trouble. So like here, white can even do it again and come out and then come this way, because that's still a surround. So this is what the AI kind of complains about. So here, this helps black a little bit, and then, I mean, to be fair, I think I could still get the kill here. So what the AI doesn't like, obviously, is this move. Like, this move is is incredibly absurd. I have no idea what led. Like, I don't want to be harsh on my opponent, but I have no idea what led them to play this. This is just not a good move. Like, obviously, if you are playing at the 2Q level, you or I mean, I guess they're 5Q, but like this doesn't make any sense. So like, okay, what I wondered for the AI is if there was like a harsher way to respond. Like maybe I can play here. It doesn't seem to like it, and but I mean, it plays here instead, I think. But I didn't look too closely at it. It's but the way how it was very happy with how I responded here, and then my main issue was this move. This move is bad, and the reason why is because in order to stop black from living, I need to play this one, and then black can just come out here. So this move just removes liberty. Not only does it remove a liberty, but there the Atari as well. The Atari means that there's no throw in here. So before, like imagine if you come here now, then if black tries to make another eye, I mean it's not quite so easy, but the point that I want to make is that you can play this move and it's sente and you can reduce. Obviously the timing is not quite right because black can still come out this way, but that's what I want. That's what I wanted to show. So like yeah, I think if you come this way, here, this way, and then what next? It's still alive, but I can't quite remember. But that the point is that this is the big mistake here. And so okay, black doesn't need this move, so this was just a waste. Technically, white doesn't need this move, but the AI goes like, yeah, I can play a ko, and yeah, so we're human, so we're gonna play the human move, and that's some wisdom that I've gotten from playing chess. I think like in chess, like playing chess is more based on reading than intuition. Like you can't play chess on intuition. It doesn't like you can only play chess. I guess you can a little bit, but it's not the same thing because in chess everything needs to be backed up with strict reading. So whereas in Go, I think like the real problem that I had was that Go lets you play really lets you get away with playing on intuition. And that's all well and good, but you eventually need to be able to read out your moves. And I just wasn't that kind of player. So now I'm more strict about the moves so where I'm like, oh, that looks like good shape versus okay, but concretely what does this look like to read out? So okay. I was worried about my play here, but the AI actually doesn't mind this for white, so this is okay. And it even doesn't mind that I play here. The There is one nice move. Apparently the game is still even, but this really freaks me out as white. So it is not like the issue is that black can either if you try and disconnect, there's this the connection here is a bit thin. So this A I think is actually quite sharp. Apparently white isn't dead, otherwise white would be losing, but that's something that's a sharp move. So it might even be that I don't need to play here and then I can go play here. The AI doesn't like this. It puts me behind a little bit, but knowing that that's on the board, I'd much rather respond. One interesting thing is that actually I made a mistake here. This is not good because if you play this way, I didn't even need the AI to show me this. I found this one on my own. So if black captures, then black can either, so I guess like AB Miai and exit either way. So that's yeah, that's not good. Shouldn't do that. So we should come this way instead, basically. And it looks like there's an I at A, B. So it's all okay, but yeah, that's something that's worth noting. So here, black doesn't punish my mistake, which is great. I love that. And let's see, the problem that I mentioned just now still exists. It does some complaining. Yeah, apparently, I think like the AI didn't seem to agree with me, but the interesting thing is that if I play here, obviously you can't play this way, or well, I mean you can, but you'll lose a corner. And then if you come this way, you can't Atari from this direction, otherwise you lose the corner. So then you have to continue. And well, I kind of assumed, oh, we must, so you can play this way, but actually you can play that way. Okay, that makes sense. But if they do, then you capture here. So actually they need to, and then you can take this. So actually, this move was sharper than I expected, it seems. So yeah, okay, we're all good. Playing end game. And I think at this point, the game is actually even for both players. So I think I kind of understand Black's intention here to try and make sure that they have no, White doesn't make more points for the win, but allowing me to connect, this starts problems. So to be fair, at this point the game gets messy, and I haven't spent enough time analyzing the game with the AI to really understand what like 100% what's going on. But I still have a couple of notes to show. So here, what was the issue? So yeah, okay. I mean, I don't understand why Black just didn't play here. Like it's I don't understand why they connected the other way. Apparently, this isn't perfect play, um, but that's not the biggest point. There's some mistakes around here that I don't fully understand, but never mind that for a second. So the issue, there's a good co-threat in here. This is what I'm going to take now. Every one thing that I got from chess is that I try and remember one major point from every game. Or what I was doing is I was creating the big mistakes from the games. I would create problems, perfectly structured sentence, but never mind that. The point is that with Go, what I realize is that there are so many notes. Like when I analyze a game, there's so much that you learn from a single game that you can't really harvest it of all of the learnings. It's just too overwhelming. So what I'm doing right now is just looking at the game and go like, what is the one thing I want to remember, and I turn that into a problem. So this is the key point of this game. So here I was thinking, well, I responded to the co-threat, should not respond. I can even just capture. That's not the good way though. The AI still doesn't like this. What it says instead is connect. And the reason why is because if Black takes a co-threat, then you can kill this group, and that's really great. So that connection is actually Sente. That means that Black has to connect, and then you can respond. So so this co-threat is actually not big enough. It's not a co-threat. So that's the key learning from this game, I guess. So that isn't what happens. And I try and remove this I, and I'm actually in worse shape here than I might imagine. I think the issue, like there are so many mistakes that are happening. Like I'm really giving you the simplified picture now. This isn't working, and the reason why it's not working is because if I come it's this way, then here, this what was it again? I think the issue was that if you play here, what was it? This basically what I found was that this cut wasn't working. What was it? I can't quite remember. So here, the issue is that when I play here, they shouldn't connect. They should come over here and then play here, play the and the basic issue is that if you remember that shortage of liberties in the game, now it's not clearly working. So I think it was like here, here, and here, but you can just connect, you can just do this, and then I can't quite remember, unfortunately. But the point is that there was some issue around here. I'll figure out, like, I need to get back in, like, what I've learned from playing chess is that, like, when I was analyzing the games in the past, I was like analyzing way too much. Like, I was taking in way too much information, and like it was good. It helped me to get improved, but I mentioned during my games that, or when I was recording videos, that it would only help me to a point. That yes, it's good to remove your mistakes, but then what, like, your play will bottleneck after you remove all of your major mistakes, and that's because there are like the big things that are holding you back. And just reviewing games and just removing those big problems or the big blunders, it's not enough. So I'm trying to find a way now to be able to review with AI to leverage that benefit, but whilst not trying to take in every mistake, because that's not really what matters. What matters is like the big blunders, and then my strategy at the moment is to put the big mistakes next to each other, like to take notes and to make problems, put the big issues next to each other. Obviously, you can see this isn't the big thing I learned from this game, because the issue down here is the and if you get the then the rest of it, the rest of it unfolds. That's why that's the bigger thing to learn. But yeah, so that's basically the game. So here I lived, and after I lived, that it was hopeless for Black. White is 90 points ahead, and they win the handicap game. I hope that this game was really educational for you. I think that actually I'm sure a lot of you, if you if you're like looking at the game, you'll have learned a lot. So, well, there'll be more like this to come, and thank you for watching. If you enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual things, and I will see you in the next video.